Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with sections for Tuesday the 23rd of August. But first, a quick recap. Well, disappointing at Southwell yesterday because I had to put the bet on at the time I did. The prices were very small, and as one of the subscribers mentioned, or one of the viewers, the prices did drift quite a bit. I did expect that. That's why I did say try and put it on after 9 o'clock in the morning. So there was only one placed horse, that was Thrave. I did expect that to run a lot closer to the pace. It was, don't get me wrong, it was sat behind it, but I expected it pretty much lead, then kick on. Unfortunately, it was sat in third, didn't really get a run, or should I say, it got shuffled back slightly, and then it was just tapped for a bit of toe and came late again. So really, if it had been up near the pace, it could have dictated it and then kicked on, and I think it would have been hard to beat. It wasn't beaten far in the end, but so anyway, today's racing for Tuesday, I think it's absolutely dreadful. I've looked through the cards. I haven't even specifically chose extra place races. What I've done, I've kept the stakes small. It's a 10 pence each way lucky 15 and £1 each way accumulator. I've basically looked for outsiders. So these are the selections. I think there could be a little bit of more improvement, or I've gone for a horse where basically I don't really rate the favourite, and I think the favourites are vulnerable, especially in the National Flat Race. In the National Flat Race, you've got the favourite, or should I say it could be the second favourite now. Basically, it's the one that's ran once, won once, but it's got a penalty now. But its form isn't head and shoulders above the others. So obviously it's got to carry a penalty now, and I think it could be vulnerable. So let's get into it. So I'm not going to go into detail. These are the horses. If you want to back them, back them. If you don't, that's fine. So it's a 10 pence each way lucky 15 and £1 each way accumulator. The first selection is 45 West at 11 to 1 in the 130 at Worcester. This is Dr. Richard Newland's horse. Sam Twist Davis on board. It's run once over fences, jumped to the right. Well, this is a right-handed track today, whereas Southwell was left-handed. I think it still needs improvement to come in the first three, but I think potentially it could improve. I think if it goes to the front, it could be hard to kick out the place. I was going to say could be hard to get beat, but no, it's one of them horses where I think it's got an okay chance. I fancy it first five. They're only paying out first three. If it's given a good ride, it's improved. It's got a decent chance of coming in the first three. If it wins, that's great. The second selection is Orange Gina at 16 to 1 in the 2 o'clock at Worcester. This is the National Flat Race. It chased a horse that basically bolted last time, and clearly it didn't get home because that's exactly what it did. It chased a horse that bolted, but the horse that bolted, it also beat it by 15 lengths. Well, the horse that bolted was a 9 to 1 chance. That day, I think Orange Gina was 22 to 1, so it wasn't really fancied. A lot of these horses have been run for quite a while, which is the same can be said for Orange Gina, but a lot of these horses are bred to want a lot further in time. Well, Orange Gina, I think it's got a lot more pace than these. So, unfortunately, it can be quite keen. So, if they can hold it up, or it can get an easy lead without pulling hard, I think it could tap a couple of them for toe, and it could potentially sneak a place. So, the third selection is Tara's Day. At 12 to 1 in the 330 at Worcester, paying 4 places instead of 3. Basically, this horse, it ran its best race last time. I think it was in a mares race. Well, today's a mares race, but the vast majority of its races have been in mixed races. And I do believe that it is now well treated to be running in mares races because I think they're just a little bit less competitive. So I think it's got a decent chance. I think it's Lewis Dobb on board. And I think it's got a decent chance. Secret Tricks is the next horse at 22 to 1 in the 4 o'clock at Worcester, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is the outsider of the lot, and this could potentially be even bigger price. Ollie Murphy's been very quiet for quite a while now. It's got Lewis Stones on board, which is probably the best jockey in the race. Well, I think it's off a decent mark. And I just don't think it should be the outside of block. Don't get me wrong, it could be tailed off after 2 furlong or after 2 fences or 2 hurdles, should I say. But I think it's potentially competitive off this mark of 90. It has ran above that, there's a Racing Post rating, I think, of 98. So I do think it's capable of more. And I just think it's too big a price to leave out. So they're the selections for Tuesday. If you want to bite them, bite them. If you want to just keep an eye on them, that's fine. I do think the racing is absolutely dreadful all week. So yeah, I just don't know what's happening at the moment. So and also today, 3 jump meetings. What's that all about? So anyway, the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.